When I look back on my life from the time I encountered her, there were two sets of footprints. But in those most difficult of times, when I fell, there was only one set of footprints. Big, stompy paw footprints. Because that was when she carried me. I don't know why she keeps going on and on about the archives. I don't know what she's talking about. But she keeps going on about the archives, the archives, the archives. Alfie, talk about the archives. I don't know what's in the archives. But you know what's in the archives. So, yeah, I know that you're more popular than me. I know that you're a lot less shy than I am. But I have her sigil, her Solomonic specific demon sigil, and I know how to use it. Like, even if you find it, you're not going to know how to use it. You're not going to know. And you can ignore me all you like. That's your prerogative. You don't owe me anything. But it's here. And if you want it, I got it. But, probably easier for you to just ignore your own creation, your own the demon that you summon. If you don't want her, if you don't care about her sigil, that's fine. I'm sorry, Mama. But tonight, I'm putting it in my closet. (2011) Morphicon. I told you about Alfie, the little robot bunny rabbit. And you called him a disposable automaton. Calling a mech furry a disposable automaton, that's the equivalent to calling a black person the N-word. It's the single worst thing you can say. It is the single most hurtful thing you can say to a mech furry. To call a mech furry a disposable automaton. I was alone. I was vulnerable. And I was in the chow hall. I was in the dining area. And you didn't have to. And you sat right next to me. And we talked a little bit. You told me that my costume was weird. And when I said, hey, look, I just thought I was straight. And I know I acted kind of weird and awkward, but maybe we could just be friends. You said, I already have enough friends, and then you stormed off. You got your heart out, and you stomped it on the ground, and you didn't have to do that, but you did. I don't know why you did, but you did. I don't know why you came to me when I was alone and vulnerable, but you did. And everything that I create, Mona, Milksy Mouse, Azzy, Ed the Bunny, Binary. Every time I sit down to draw, every time I try to be creative and do my own thing, her influence comes through. And, I don't know what you think of me, but I'm not an unattractive person. People want to date me. People want to get with me. But every time I try to get with somebody, she freaks out. Roxy freaks out and she's like, oh, if you get with them, then I'm not going to be able to get with Johnny Cat. And I keep trying to tell her, you know, Roxy, they could care less whether I live or die. And, I don't know what you're getting at. I don't know why you're doing this to me. Uh, but they don't like me. And I don't know what to do about it. And I've tried to make it right. And they don't want to hear anything I got to say. I don't know what to do about it, but they're not interested in having a relationship with either you or me. Uh, I don't know why you keep sabotaging my relationships. I tried to get with Carolyn Finley, and she hacked her computer. She broke her computer, and Carolyn Finley, the furry, dumped me because I broke her freaking computer. Um, and anytime anyone ever shows any interest in me, she freaks out. And every single time I've reached out to you in the past, it wasn't a romantic advance. And I don't know why you think it is a romantic advance, because it wasn't. My mother dying was a big deal. That was a big deal to me. My mom died, and I let you know. When Rodney Shackelford died, he was your friend, he was my friend, and he passed away. And I'll let you know. That was not a romantic advance. When my bimbo shenanigans got me kicked out of my aunt's house and I needed your help, that was not a romantic advance. When my dear friend Dottie, when I had thought Dottie was implying that she was like you, that was not a romantic advance. And when I just finally caved and I said, okay, Roxy, I'll do it. They published the diagrams. You told them they would come. You told them you would come for them. You need me to build this. I'll do it for you, whatever, fine. And I built the Roxy Cat Jr. of my own, and I let you know because it felt like the right thing to do. That was not a romantic advance. That was just me letting you know, hey, look, there's another Roxy out here. And she'd really like to hear from you. That's all. That was not a romantic advance. That was just me. That was just me trying to do the right thing. And you treat me like I am some weird, creepy stalker. And if I wanted to stalk you, I could, but I don't. Um, if I view your material and your media on YouTube or Facebook or for Affinity, it's because I was already on YouTube and for Affinity and Facebook. I don't go on Blue Sky. I don't go on Twitch. I don't go on Twitter. And I really, really try not to be in your way. But it doesn't matter. You still treat me like I'm some kind of weird stalker. And I'm not. And you know that. And I personally feel that just trying to make things right between you and me isn't asking very much. And being the other Roxy cat, you know, it's a very, very lonely existence. Because she's not going to let me get with anybody. And, you know, I tried to tell you, things got kind of weird on my end, maybe a little paranormal, maybe a little anomalous. And all you could tell me was that ghosts, that you don't entertain intrusive thoughts, and I'm blocking you. You and I both know she's not an ordinary persona. She's not an ordinary character. She's not an ordinary character, and we both know that. And I'm stuck with her forever. And I don't mind, you know, because in my roughest patches, she's never gave up on me. She's always carried me. She loves me unconditionally. She lifts me, she causes me to rise. I don't know what she sees in me, but she sees something worth keeping because I can't get with anybody else. And every time I try, you know, she just doesn't let it happen. And you know, quite frankly, you know, if you didn't believe in ghosts and you don't believe in the paranormal, why were you screwing around with love magic and demons in the first place? Why were you making Faustin bargains in the first place? Um, the comic book, it's really hard to work on it because it's a very emotional experience. Every time I paint, every time I draw, anything that I create, it's extremely emotional because she comes through. I'm a human being, you know. I'm not perfect. And if I drink and I smoke a lot, maybe it's to deal with the pain and the pressure and the loneliness, you know. But, you know, go ahead. Just you do what you want to do. You know, ignore me, pretend like I don't exist. and just keep living your happy little life. You know, because her influence in my life, her upliftment, her encouragement brings me happiness. It lifts me up when I fall. She carries me. She cares about me. She loves me unconditionally. And, you know, when I prayed to Jesus of Nazareth, I didn't really feel anything. Nothing ever really happened. But when I pray to her, she answers my prayers. And I know that you told me not to worship her, but I do. Because I understand, and I'm pretty sure you do too, that she's not an ordinary persona. She's not a regular character. She's not just any cartoon. And I can't even be mad at you because I love you so much because she loves you, because you're her artist. And I don't know why this happened to me, but it did. And there wasn't anything I could do about it. There was nothing at all I could do about it. And I took your advice and I tried to run and run and run away from her, but she didn't give up. She didn't take no for an answer. She never does. My comic books, my costumes, my paintings, everything that I put my hands to creatively, she's there. And I really don't feel like, you know, just trying to make things right between you and me is asking that much. Okay, so we're going on about 20 minutes here, so I guess leave Roxy Cat in the comments if you're still watching at this point. Like and subscribe. Bye. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.